Divine Connections, fusing business and faith to bring unconventional revival. Hey guys, thanks for joining us today. What you're about to watch is a conversation that I'm having with a friend by the name of Luke Hasleymayer, who is a youth pastor in Cincinnati, Ohio. He has a wealth of knowledge in regards to leadership, faith, and business, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. Peace.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what you were saying, Brittany, is that the church oftentimes takes business and leadership and faith and divorces the two, and says that you can't be passionate about business and Jesus, and you can't be passionate about Jesus and business. But when you read the Great Commission in Matthew 28, Jesus commands his disciples to make disciples of nations. He doesn't say make disciples in nations. He says make disciples of nations. And if we can't make disciples of cities, we're not going to be able to make disciples of nations. We got to start with cities. Mm-hmm. And discipling a city isn't just discipling people in a city, but it's discipling the systems of the city. So the church should be discipling the government and believers and followers of Jesus. We should be discipling business leaders, and we should be taking those systems and helping influence them so that they're actually glorifying God. And I really believe that businesses that understood God's his desires and his plans and his thoughts around business, like business that actually took those seriously, they would prosper.
So one of the questions that I have for you is just, how does Jesus model leadership?
Yeah, totally. So I'm going to go to Matthew 20. And I'm going to read 25 through 28. But Jesus called them to himself and said, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their great men exercise authority over them. It is not this way among you, but whoever wishes to become great among you shall be your servant, and whoever wishes to be first among you shall be your slave. Just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." So there's a author named Jim Collins who talks about level 5 leadership a lot. And basically, you go through these 4 levels where you hear everything that you typically hear about leadership. You know, they're creative, they understand structures and systems, they think outside the box, they are strategic and are able to come up with solutions to problems that create advantage. They are disciplined, they're fiscal. Like there's all these, I could keep going on, all of these qualities of the leader. But then he talks about how there are these only few people that reach this level 5 place of leadership. And these level 5 leaders, these are leaders who aren't leading the people because of what they're going to get out of it, the leader, but they are leading these people because of what these people are going to get out of it. There's a humility, there's a servant-heartedness.
That's good.
And he just makes the point that leadership is fundamentally about influencing people. And if you want to influence people, one of the common adages you hear is people aren't going to buy in until they've been given the chance to weigh in. And so what that means is that as long as leadership is, I want to do something and I'm going to convince you how to do what I want to do, as long as that is leadership, if you got enough money, you might be able to motivate people. If maybe you incite fear in people, and that's how you lead. It might work that way. Maybe you just have a bunch of people around you who really love you, and they'll do what you say just because of that. But as long as it is the leader saying, "This is what I want to do. Here's how you're going to help me do what I want to do," there's this ceiling, this level 4 ceiling, where no matter how gifted, how intelligent they are, there's going to be there's going to be the ceiling that they can't get past. But these level 5 leaders, they understand that it's not about what I want to do, it's about what we want to do. Leaders learn the art of painting in the vision that they're creating for the future, painting these people's passions and the people they're leading's deepest desires, painting those into this vision of the future that really encompasses what fires everybody up, what inspires everybody. And so leaders understand that it's not about that. And that's what Jesus says here. He's like, the Gentiles, their leaders, they lord it over their people, but not so with you. With you, if you want to be great, you got to learn how to serve. And if you want to be first, you got to learn how to have the perspective of those who are last. Just as he said, I came not to be served, but to serve. So I think the greatest leaders are the greatest servants, really. And they don't do things just for themselves. They do things for everybody. And when a person that I'm leading, or a person that you're leading, knows that you really have their interests in mind, you have their values, you have their dreams, you have their vision in mind, they'll follow you to the ends of the earth. And that's just, I think, one great lesson that we learn from Jesus, among many others.
That's
So,
good.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.